Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have got another deck review for you. I'm talking about the Sacred Forest Oracle today, so if you're interested in checking this deck out and seeing my thoughts and opinions on it, keep watching and let's get into it. This is by Denise Linn. Artist is Scott Breidenthal. Don't really know why his name is so tiny on the back of the box. Feel like it should be up here if he's the artist for the deck, but that's just my opinion. This is a Hay House published deck, and it comes in a great size box, and this is the size of the cards, which is perfect in my opinion. And little guidebook. This is great for, you know, taking the deck with you places because everything just fits in here perfectly, and it's a small size where you can throw this in a bag pretty easily. I'll get into the guidebook shortly, and then here are the cards. We'll get into all that. The lid has this cute sky view of a forest. You can see the canopy of trees. It says enter a secret dimension to discover the truth of your soul. Thought that was super cute. And then I love this little fern image printed on the bottom of the box. Super cute packaging. So I really like that. Let's talk cards. So here's the backing. It's not reversible, so if you read in reversals, this may or may not be an issue for you. I don't read in reversals, so it's not an issue for me. I do like Hay House cardstock. It's this nice matte, not too thick, not too thin type of cardstock. I happen to feel like it shuffles well. People may have different opinions. There's a little bit of a sticking, but most matte cardstock is going to have at least a little bit of sticking. So just to show you how it shuffles, I am not the best at shuffling, but that's all right. I do like the way this one shuffles. So getting into the cards, I'm going to go ahead and show you all of the cards in the deck so you can see. This artwork was not something I thought I was going to like as much as I do, if I'm being honest. I'm just usually not drawn to digital artwork for decks. It's not that I have an issue with it, it's just not something I'm normally drawn to. I'm very picky about the kind of art I like for a deck, I guess. And typically this isn't what I think I want or need, but I kept going back and forth with this deck, and I'm really glad I ended up just going ahead and getting it. I kind of just had this feeling. I would watch walkthroughs of it since right around the time it came out, which was a while ago now. I've had the deck for about 6 months. I've been working with it for a while. But I just kept going back and forth and was really unsure on it. And then I just got this feeling. I was like, no, I think I need that deck. And Hay House was having a really good sale at the time, so I felt a little more justified. And I just pulled the trigger, and I'm so glad I did because I actually really love this deck. I work with this deck a ton. It's actually probably one of my most used Oracle decks. I reach for it all the time. I find that it works well with tons of different types of readings. I can do just an Oracle reading on its own or layered with other oracles or Oracle and Tarot together. I find that it works really well. I really love the types of messages in this deck. I really connect with this deck a lot. It often kind of speaks to me in moments where I need to be spoken to, I guess. It just sort of always has the message that I think I need. I feel like it has good timing, I guess, that way, this deck. It gets me, it knows what I need to hear, when I need to hear it, I don't know. But I really like it. It's very beautiful. And I feel like it has a really good balance of all of the seasons represented in it as well. I like having decks that are more specific to one season versus the others, but I also like this because I can use it year round and it doesn't feel very specific to one time of year. I feel like it's always going to work, and I like that. You have with each of the cards the name of the card, a keyword, and then a number. This is the number of the card, making it easy to find it in the guidebook. One thing that's interesting from a design perspective is that the number isn't always in the same place. On some cards you see it to the side, and some you see it in the middle. I actually just noticed that though, so clearly it's not something that bothers me, because I feel like I would have noticed it sooner if it mattered. Like here it's off to this side. But yeah, I find it to be really beautiful. The messages are really powerful. I love all of the colors. There's a lot of really rich colors in this deck. Bright colors, rich colors. A lot of the skies in this deck are really beautiful. There's a very mystical energy to this deck, and I think that's what I like about it. I love anything that feels very mystical or magical, and this deck definitely has that vibe going. Here is the card back, and it does give total Pegasus vibes. That's the name of the card. Really pretty. Even like this card is one that artwork wise speaking, when I saw it, I was like, I don't know that this speaks to me, but once I have the card in person in my hand, I'm like, I actually really like the colors, and I don't know, I feel like I can find a message in it and what the card is trying to say, and that's what's really most important with any deck. So you get, I don't know if I mentioned this already, it's 52 cards in this deck. I love this card. This is probably one of my favorites in the deck. It's just so beautiful. You kind of get this like half earth, half almost fiery feeling with it. Really pretty card. So you have a full spectrum of like kind of light and shadow kind of cards as well too, in my opinion. And it's just got a lot of really beautiful imagery. The Crystal Cave, I think this is such beautiful imagery. I actually really love the way this is done, this like giant amethyst here. You can tell it's kind of like a amethyst picture, like kind of pasted in here when you really look at it in person, but at the same time I kind of don't care because it just looks pretty together. I don't know. And then here's the last card. I'm going to show you the guidebook with an example card. So here we have Be Spirit, Prosperity, and it's card number 5. It's them in the guidebook. So here you have the keyword, or I'm sorry, the title of the card, the keyword, then you have this sort of little visualization, you have the explanation of the card, and then you have for each of the cards also this, the spirit of the bee says. So whatever the name of the card is, it's telling you that. So like here we have Bluebird Spirit, the spirit of the bluebird says. So it gives you kind of how that card is speaking to you. So between the visualization, the explanation of the card, and then this little spirit of this card says, in these small 2 pages, you kind of get a lot to work with of how to really grasp the concept of the card or what the message is. So I really like the way this is laid out. It's very easy to kind of understand each of the cards in this deck. It's very simple, it's very user-friendly. So the book itself, apart from the card explanations, you have a lot of standard guidebook stuff. I read the explanation about this deck and I thought it was super cool. I really connected with it and resonated with it, so maybe there's a reason why I was drawn to getting this deck. I have some spreads, reading the signs in your life with your cards, the messages of the cards, and then going into the explanation. So very straightforward, very simple, but I like that. So I really like this deck. As I said, this is probably one of my most used Oracle decks. I really recommend giving some decks a chance that you're not thinking you're gonna love, because that's what I did with this deck, and I'm so glad that I did, because I use it all the time. All right, you guys, so that concludes today's video. I hope you found this review to be helpful. If you have any questions at all, or if you'd like to share your thoughts, go ahead and post any of that in the comments section below. And if you are interested in tarot and spirituality, that's what I post about, and I would love if you would subscribe to my channel and join along on the journey. So thanks again, you guys, for watching, and until next time, take care and be well. Bye.